guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I want to talk to you guys about reading cosmetic labels, and I think it's something that's really important and not a lot of people actually know the full list of what an ingredient can tell you and all these numbers and symbols, what they have on it. And I really just want to teach you guys these because one, you guys actually probably might know a lot of them, but some of them you might not know unless you were actually in the cosmetic industry, and that's what I want to help you guys with. And also, I'm going to be making a lot of future videos that are going to reference the ingredients list on products, so I kind of just don't want to repeat myself in those videos, so I'd rather just have a very informative, straightforward video where you can refer to if you have any questions about especially reading cosmetic labels, anything towards that. So let's just get started. So the first one is the expiration date when you open the container. So anytime you actually open the seal and put air into the product, that product is already exposed to different elements, I guess, that will speed up the shelf life. So what the open jar symbol means is that once you open it, it's only going to be good for like a certain amount of months. So it's usually in increments of 6, so 6, 12, 24, occasionally even 36 months, and that means I think it's like 3 years. That's pretty long. So just keep aware that, you know, if something's like past its prime, you opened it, I will be completely honest, I definitely use, like, especially lipsticks and mascaras, like I think they're only good for like 3 months, and I definitely use those longer than 3 months, but you just kind of want to be aware of it. If it's definitely a year past the open jar date, you might want to toss it just because it might have grown a lot of bacteria and such in it. And I want you guys to understand the difference between the open jar symbol is not the same as the expiration date of the product. Usually you will find a certain lot number on the bottom of a product. It could be on the bottom or the back of the product. Now you can really tell this number, or I think it's not a number, it's like a formula number. It's almost like a license plate. It's a mixture of letters and numbers. And you will usually find this because it's not really, how do you say this? It's not really printed in nice print like the directions and the ingredients. It's usually just printed on the bottom in black and dotted code looking symbols. And what this tells you is the batch or the lot number. So the batch and the lot number pertain to the actual formula. So when a manufacturer makes the formula, they make it in a very large batch, and that batch is it has like a timestamp basically. So if you are actually curious about when the product was made, you could probably call the headquarters of the cosmetic company. So like, for example, I have Paul Mitchell right here, so you could actually probably call Paul Mitchell and give them the lot number, and they should be able to tell you when the specific product was made, because I actually do look at this. So when I go to the drugstore, I look at the lot number, because if the lot number is the same exact one as the one I used to have, and I know that I didn't buy that product for another year, then I think like, well, that product has definitely been on the shelf for at least a year. So I want to know what the expiration date is for this product when it's not open jarred or anything, because it might be past its prime, and then, you know, your drugstore is actually selling you a expired product. So definitely something that, you know, you don't have to take too much into consideration, but it's really interesting to know. And if you're ever really curious, like something smells off about a product, you could probably just call headquarters and see when that formula was made. The next thing is ingredients list. So ingredients lists are always based off percentages of highest to lowest. So the first ingredient in a lot of products, especially cosmetics, is usually water, and that means that water makes up like the most volume of the formula. So just keep that in mind. So if you ever see like something advertised like shea butter, I think I was in like a dollar store. I mean, it's a dollar store. If I was in a dollar store lately and they had this lotion, I was like, shea butter lotion, and I was looking at the ingredients, and it was like all water, toxic chemical ingredients, and then at the very end it says shea butter. So that means that shea butter is probably the least percentage, makes up the least percentage of that whole formula. So you're basically getting no shea butter, even though they are still allowed to actually market it as shea butter because it's in the formula. So definitely just keep that in mind when you're reading an ingredients list and looking for a specific ingredient. So the last two symbols I want to talk to you guys about are the organic symbols, and it's USDA and NSF. So USDA is the United States Department of Agriculture. I know that. Wow. But yeah, USDA, that's what it stands for, and it basically means that 95% at least, so it has to be at least 95% of the organic, of the formula has to be made of organic ingredients. But in addition, that means that that other remaining 5% cannot be synthetic. It still has to be natural, but it doesn't have to necessarily be organic. That's really difficult to do if you really think about it, to have a formula that's 100% or sorry, 95% organic, which means that all the materials have to be natural. And I can guarantee you probably 95% of my makeup collection is not USDA organic. They probably don't even have 5% of an organic ingredient in it. So that is why they made the NSF, which is the National Science Foundation, which makes absolutely no sense to me for some reason. Like USDA makes complete sense what it stands for, but NSF's like National Science Foundation. Sounds like something that like a club. If something claims that it's NSF organic, that means that 70% is organic ingredients, but the remaining 30 also has to be natural and it can't be synthetic. So at least even if you see NSF, that's still really good that they got 70% in there, and still it's all a natural ingredients in the formula. So that's it for my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed and you learned something different. Let me know in the comments down below. And I don't know why I have such an awkward pause right there. I just like lost my train of thought, but I really just do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please let me know in the comments down below. Give me a thumbs up and be sure to stay tuned for my future videos, because I'm going to be talking a lot more about ingredients and just different things about products. And this is just kind of the background. I want to say this is like the index, not the index. Yeah, let's call this the index. This is the index of the future videos that are to come. Yes, okay, that sounded really awkward, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye! Well, I rarely ever go into this one, so this is like a really warm brown.